All right, so something pretty significant, though maybe a bit under the radar, just happened. JPMorgan. They filed a trademark for JPMD. Now, on the surface, okay, paperwork.
Yeah.
But it's actually sparking a lot of talk. People are really speculating about what this could mean. So the big question we want to dig into today is, what is JPMD, and why should we care? Why does it matter?
Yeah, that's exactly the right place to start. Our mission here is really to unpack all that speculation around JPMD. Is it, like you said, maybe a new stablecoin, one of those digital tokens pegged probably to the US dollar?
Right, for stable value.
Exactly. Or is it maybe something else, like a dedicated crypto payment platform built on blockchain for, big chunky transactions? But more than just what it is, we really need to get into the broader significance, because this isn't just one bank doing its own thing. It really reflects this much larger shift happening across the entire financial industry towards, well, digital assets.
And I guess the filing itself, the fact that a huge player like JPMorgan is taking this concrete step, that says something, doesn't it? It suggests it's more than just observing from the sidelines.
Oh, absolutely. It signals they're moving deeper into active participation.
Yeah.
This trademark for JPMD, it's a tangible sign, right? A real signal of a deeper sort of operational commitment. And if you connect the dots, look at the bigger picture. Well, it lines up perfectly with the growing institutional interest we're seeing everywhere in crypto.
Right. We hear about that all the time.
Yeah, and think about the resilience we've seen in, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. For big players like JPMorgan, that signals a market that's, well, maturing. It seems less purely speculative, maybe a bit more stable, and that makes it potentially a more viable foundation for the kind of massive transactions they handle.
So less volatility risk, more maybe long-term potential.
Precisely. It signals long-term viability, so it's not just some fleeting curiosity for them. It looks like a strategic move, aligning with where they see the digital asset market going.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's get specific then. What's the actual practical difference if JPMD turns out to be, say, a stablecoin versus a payment platform? Why does that distinction matter if you're watching this space?
That's a really crucial distinction, actually. Look, if JPMD is a stablecoin, it probably means JPMorgan issues its own digital token, tied directly to the dollar, let's say. That would give their institutional clients a highly regulated, low volatility digital asset. Good for things like settlements, maybe treasury management. Think of it like digital cash within their walled garden almost.
Okay, like their own digital dollar.
Sort of, yeah.
Right.
But a payment platform, well, that would likely focus more on using blockchain tech itself for faster, maybe cheaper interbank settlements or corporate payments. It could significantly build on what they already do with Onyx and JPM Coin, perhaps extending those capabilities out to external clients more broadly.
So different focus.
Right. Each path has pretty different implications for, market efficiency and how quickly tokenized assets get adopted.
Got it. So if they're building out this kind of digital infrastructure, who really stands to gain the most here? And is this like competition for existing crypto projects, or is it more of a validation?
Well, it's probably a bit of both, isn't it? The main beneficiaries, likely large corporations, other financial institutions, anyone looking for faster, more efficient, and crucially compliant ways to move money around.
Compliance is key for them. Yeah.
Absolutely. But for the wider crypto world, it's actually a huge validation. It basically says, okay, this blockchain tech, it's real, it's mature enough for the big leagues for us to integrate it at scale. So while, yeah, it might compete with some specific services out there, it more broadly kind of legitimizes the whole space.
Right, brings more credibility.
Exactly. Which could pave the way for even more institutional money to flow in and maybe spur the development of new compliant financial products using blockchain, which, raises a really interesting question. If the biggest traditional finance players are now building their own digital solutions, what does that mean for integrating these technologies into our sort of everyday financial lives?
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting for everyone, isn't it? So, okay, wrapping this up a bit, the core takeaway seems to be JPMorgan's JPMD move. It's a clear signal. Traditional finance is getting serious, really committing to digital assets. They're moving past just watching. They're actively participating, building their own stuff.
That's it, exactly. This specific action, this trademark, it just hammers home how major financial institutions aren't just, tentatively exploring crypto anymore. They're actively shaping it. And that's driven by the market itself, showing resilience, showing potential. It's a really key indicator of this massive shift underway and how value is, well, viewed, moved, and managed globally.
So definitely not just some niche tech thing anymore.
No, not at all. This feels more like a fundamental re-architecture happening right now.
So something for you, the listener, to think about as these huge institutions like JP Morgan keep pushing deeper into digital assets.
Yeah.
How might that fundamentally reshape the financial world you interact with? In the pretty near future, actually. What new opportunities might pop up? Or, what new challenges could that present for you personally? Definitely something to keep an eye on.